Hi, Kaishu here. Another day, another topic I wanted to talk about. It's not going to be so much about the game itself, uh, or at least this match itself, but more of a talk about why do I keep playing this game when there's a whole bunch of other stuff out there. And this can apply to anything, but it's the point of not giving up when things get super frustrating or impossible. And this can apply to everything, but I'm just picking this game because I've been playing this game for a couple of years and I like talking about it. There are things I want to talk about it. And this is just one of those things because it's a frustrating game. I get frustrated, there's leavers, quitters, whether you're playing quick play or competitive. And I completely understand it because you're forced to make a bunch of decisions in a fast-paced environment where a bunch of those decisions are out of your control as well. It's team-based. So even if you play perfectly, if your teammates make a mistake or something slips up or just, if you lose the fight due to pure luck, it feels frustrating. You don't want to lose. You want to win. And a lot of people I know, at some point they just get tired of it. They leave. I'm not going to say I've never quit, but I get that feeling so much where I'm just like, I just want to drop this, I just want to drop this game or leave. I do get frustrated, I do get angry, but I never get to that point where I quit. But I can completely understand why people would do so. And talking about here, I think that's the reason why I've kind of stuck with this game. It could be any other game or activity. It doesn't just have to be this game, but this is the game where I've kind of just stuck through it. And because it has those moments where, yep, you just have to stop, calm down, and think about what you can do with the cards that you're dealt with. And this game really forces you to do that. It is frustrating at times because there are definitely counters where no matter what you do, you cannot win. With my level, I'm kind of in the middle in terms of rank or skill. Like, I'm not super casual, but I've never reached GM or anything. Highest I've gotten is plat in all roles. And I don't play enough to really push it. Like, I have enough hours I probably could push myself up to diamond or masters, but just a bunch of things always come in. And I just never put in the time. But I know enough, and I think about this game a lot. I'm aware of like factors and what can be done, counters and things like that. But I don't let those like factors kind of just stop me from enjoying or playing the game. Like, a lot of people will just say, "Oh, switch counter." You can't play the hero you're playing because they counter it. Well, my mind usually off the bat stubbornly would be like, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep playing this character and I'm gonna see if I can make him work. It's all over the place. It's kind of 50-50. Sometimes I can stay with the character that is supposedly being countered, and I can win the match. And sometimes, yeah, they're right. Yeah, I should switch or should have switched and maybe not played this character on this certain map or against this certain comp, and it's my fault for sure. But it goes back into the idea of like, not quitting. And that's why I enjoy this game. I'm a new player to Overwatch as well. Like, I started playing in 2021 when Overwatch 1 was still around, so I've never gotten that bias of like never playing the good days of Overwatch. Like, I was aware of Overwatch, like where I lived. I actually lived close to the Burbank theater where I believe they were playing the Overwatch League games. I probably drove by, like, I actually saw players walking into the matches that they were doing, so I walked by a bunch of people not knowing it at the time. So, and I've known about this game because I played Team Fortress 2 a lot before, so even before Overwatch came out, I already had incentive to play this game years back, but I just never did because I just didn't have a PC to play it. I was just a Mac guy, so unfortunately I just watched from the sidelines until I did have to get a PC later. And while I do love this game, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'll never leave it, or, there's times where I just stopped playing or slowed down. Like, even when I started playing, when the game was not getting any updates at all, even at a point I was just like, I could see why people were leaving. At least if you're playing the same modes over and over again, or if you're not good at it, it's just like, what's there to do here? But as I stuck with it a little more, with the time I had and, kind of gotten better at it and read comps, the game is always frustrating, but I think it's just a really good game to help like prove that you can make the impossible possible. You can get out of a tough situation and make it work, whether you're a super good player or not. It's definitely, I feel like it's definitely not a game you can turn your brain off. And maybe that's why I feel like some friends, they don't play it anymore. Apart from the whole Blizzard stuff and, you know, not being updated and things like that. I think one reason is maybe at a casual level, yeah, you can kind of turn your brain off a little bit, but this game is, you have to think. And I like that. Like, you know, yeah, the skill will definitely play a factor. Like, if you're definitely more skilled, you'll definitely be able to push an advantage more and be able to push games your way. But there's a lot of characters where you don't have to be as technically skilled and still turn things around. As long as you know like what you're playing around, what you're doing, what your weaknesses are, and you can make it work. And I still feel the game does that to this day. Even switching to 5v5, Overwatch 2, whatever, no matter what mode or how the game is right now, whether it's fun or not. Like, I can understand maybe it not being fun for people, but I find it fun being able to work, trying to get around those challenges and getting better at it. But I can completely understand why, you know, because at higher ranks too, there's certain comps that are just not possible. So I'm not going to be saying everyone's wrong. It's kind of like I'm like right in the middle where this game is balanced enough to where if you're thinking what you're doing, thinking about what you're doing, you can make it work. Like, for example, in this game, I want to bring this game up because I'm playing Lifeweaver with the Mercy, and I've noticed a lot of games I play, I've been seeing a lot of Lifeweaver and Mercy comps, and it's not the best support lineup to work with. I think what's good about it is if you need to have a defensive line, it's pretty decent. But because you're not really playing to the character's strengths, your main healer, you just have heavy healers, but you're kind of lacking in damage a little bit. You have to really work around that. It could feel at times like when you have that support lineup with Lifeweaver and Mercy, it's just like, why aren't we winning? Even though we're winning, it could just be your damage is not high enough. But I decided to stick with it. I didn't quit. Like, even though I know like maybe this support lineup's not the best always or easiest to work with, I decided to just stick with it because mainly I just wanted to play Lifeweaver. You know, I didn't want to switch because I was just playing casually. But I wasn't thinking like, okay, I have to switch. You know, if I wanted to win, maybe, but like I still wanted to win. But like this is not comp or anything. But even then, I was just like, you know what? I just want to play this character. It's not going to be easy. I'm gonna have to work around some things. You know, who knows how the Mercy's going to play if things aren't really being played optimally. But this entire game, things ran pretty well. And I think it just goes to show you that even with my mindset of like, okay, I play Mercy Lifeweaver, I don't want to run this support lineup. But you know what? I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to switch. I'm going to try to make this work. And you know what? It did work out in the end. And of course, there are games where it hasn't. This is just one game I'm showing here. But it goes to show you, like, there are times where you don't want to give up. You don't want to quit. You want to try to keep at it. And that's why I still enjoy this game to this day. Like, it can apply to any other game that's out right now. Not saying Overwatch does it the best, but for me, this is the game that kind of scratches that itch. It could be a problem. It could be an addiction. I might have an issue. So I could just be making excuses right now. But I just wanted to talk about that. Like, that's like one of the big reasons why I play this game and keep playing it, is because it's got that balance of like working around a fast-paced environment against odds that are not good for you, but can you push through to make it work? And I enjoy that. So just want to talk about that. Thought that was an interesting thing to mention. Yeah. But other than that, thank you guys for joining, and I'll catch you later.